everybody. Welcome back to Leah's Library Adventures. Thanks for joining me again. Today we have 3 books that are just 3 of my favorites. They don't have much in common other than they're all about animals. They have animals in them. But they're just 3 of my favorite stories. Sometimes I just want to read you my favorites. So the first book today is called The City Mouse and the Country Mouse, illustrated by Jody Wheeler. The second book is called Kitten's First Full Moon by Kevin Henkes. And our third book today is called Jamberry by Bruce Degen. You might recognize some of these stories. If not, I hope you enjoy them for the first time. Let's start with The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. I'm going to move over here just a little spell. Here we go. The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. There once was a country mouse who dearly loved his quiet life amid the wildflowers and tall grasses. One day he invited a friend who lived in a nearby city to come for a visit. When his guest arrived, the country mouse welcomed him into his small cottage and made sure that he was comfortable. That afternoon, the country mouse took his friend for a long walk through the fields and woods. They picked wild asparagus, grain, and strawberries along the way. The city mouse soon grew tired. He was not used to so much walking and begged for time to rest by the cool stream. That night, the country mouse fixed a good supper. There was freshly baked bread, hearty vegetable stew, and a big strawberry rhubarb pie for dessert. The city mouse, however, turned up his long nose at the rough country meal. "My friend," said the city mouse, "you must come to the city with me. There we will have the finest of everything." After much talk, the country mouse agreed to go to the city. It was rather late in the evening when the two reached the big house where the city mouse lived. "What a splendid place this is," said the country mouse. "Thank you," said the city mouse. "But let us hurry inside and go straight to the dining room to see what we shall have for dinner." On the dining table were the remains of a grand feast. First, the two friends nibbled on rare cheeses and fancy fruit. Then the country mouse turned to a tall pink cake covered with delicate flowers made of sugar. Suddenly, the large cat who lived in the house appeared at the edge of the dining table. "Run!" shouted the city mouse. "This way!" The 2 mice scampered down off the table and into a nearby mouse hole, barely escaping the unfriendly cat. Oh no. When the frightened country mouse had recovered, he spoke frankly to his friend. "City life is not for me," he said. "To be quite honest, I would rather have simple food in peace and quiet than eat the daintiest cakes in fear and trembling." The city mouse shook his head in bewilderment as his friend got ready to go home to the country. And to this day, the city mouse still claims that his elegant life is the best of all, while his faraway friend is very content with the peace and comfort of his country ways. Look at him in his cozy little worn-out chair by the fire. The city mouse has a very fancy padded chair with some sweet chocolate. I like this story because it can show how 2 friends can have very different likes and dislikes and still be friends. Or sometimes you just learn something about other people that makes you realize that, maybe you wouldn't get along so well after all, and that's okay. Our second book is called Kitten's First Full Moon by Henkes. It was Kitten's first full moon. When she saw it, she thought, "There's a little bowl of milk in the sky," and she wanted it. So she closed her eyes and stretched her neck and opened her mouth and licked. But Kitten only ended up with a bug on her tongue. Oh, poor Kitten. Yuck. Still, there was this little bowl of milk, just waiting. So she pulled herself together and wiggled her bottom and sprang from the top step of the porch. But Kitten only tumbled, bumping her nose and banging her ear and pinching her tail. Oh, poor Kitten. Ouch. Still, there was that little bowl of milk, just waiting. So, she chased it down the sidewalk, through the garden, past the field, and by the pond. But Kitten never seemed to get closer. Poor Kitten. Still, there was that little bowl of milk, just waiting. So she ran to the tallest tree she could find, and she climbed and climbed and climbed to the very top. But Kitten still couldn't reach the bowl of milk, and now she was scared. Poor Kitten, what could she do? Then, in the pond, Kitten saw another bowl of milk, and it was bigger. What a night! Look at that big bowl of milk. Do you know what that is? That's the reflection of the big full moon in the pond water. So she raced down the tree, raced through the grass, and raced to the edge of the pond. She leapt with all her might. Splash! Oh, poor Kitten. She was wet and sad and tired and hungry. She realized that it wasn't a big bowl of milk. So she went back home. Out of the pond, through the tall grass, back through the garden, down the sidewalk, and back up onto the front porch. And there was a great big bowl of milk on the porch. Just waiting for her. The end. Somebody sure does love Kitten, huh? She ended up getting a big bowl of milk anyway. I like that she thought the moon was a bowl of milk. This third book is called Jamberry by Degen. This one has really fun pictures to look at, so we'll take our time so you can really get to see the pictures. Jamberry. Stories and pictures by Degen. So look at that little boy. He lives out in the country. You see his house back there? He's going for a walk. And as he's walking, he's picking the wild blueberries. And there is a bear with a top hat full of blueberries. For my special berry picker and the two little berries. One berry, two berry, pick me a blueberry. That boy came up to the bushes and look what he found. A bear in a canoe picking blueberries with marshmallow cattails. Hatberry, shoeberry, in my canoeberry. And the bear says, come on, let's go on an adventure. Look at all the blueberries. Their boat is full of blueberries. Do you see the imagination world coming out? Toast trees, cracker lily pads with butter flowers. Under the bridge and over the dam, looking for berries, berries for jam. Oh my goodness, where are they going? Over a waterfall. Look at that little mouse is trying to help them out by throwing them a lifesaver. That boy looks a little worried, but that bear sure looks like he's having fun. Whoa! It's raining blueberries. Look at that otter. He's catching blueberries and boots. And they're using their canoe like a parachute. Ooh, what do you see in this corner here? Those look like a different type of berry. Do you know what those are? 3-berry, 4-berry, hayberry, strawberry. So they washed up on the side of the river and they found a strawberry patch. Finger and pawberry, my berry, your berry. Look, they're feeding each other strawberries. What do you see in the background there? Do you see some ponies? Maybe some lambs? Strawberry ponies, strawberry lambs, dancing in meadows of strawberry jam. Look at them dancing. It's like the bear is a maypole, and they're all dancing around with their ribbons. Look at all those strawberries. And there is a goose. And then they all ran off. There we go. Whoa, they look a little dizzy. What's next to that goose? That looks like a new kind of berry. Do you know what kind of berry that is? Quick berry, quackberry, pick me a blackberry. That's right, they're blackberries. What's that? Trainberry, trackberry, clickety-clackberry. That goose is a conductor of a blackberry train. And this sign says, boys in berries. There's a boy in the berries. And it sounds an awful lot like the word boysenberry. Have you ever eaten a boysenberry? They're very similar to blackberries. Rumble and ramble and blackberry bramble. Billions of berries for blackberry jamble. I love blackberry jam. Oh, who did they run into? Look at that. They have met a rabbit in a very nice suit. Raspberry, jazzberry, razzmatazberry. Berry band, merry band, jamming in Berryland. So they got dumped out of the train, whoa, down into the blackberries, where they came across the berry band. Raspberry rabbits, brassberry band, elephants skating on raspberry jam. They're having a party. Look at those elephants. Oops, one fell down. That's okay. Get back up and try again. You'll get it. Look at what this bunny has. Do you know what those are? Those are rockets, fireworks. And what's this? That's a basket, a very big basket for a hot air balloon. Moonberry, starberry, cloudberry sky. Boomberry, zoomberry, rockets shoot by. Whoa, look at how high up they are. Zoom, 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 pow, pow, pow. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. How exciting. Mountains and fountains rain down on me, buried in berries. What a jamboree. Look at those two. They are completely buried in berries. I love berries. Berry season's the end. Berry season is one of my favorite seasons. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining me again. We got to read 3 more books that are my favorite. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you again next time.